Hey crafters, I am taking you on a field trip today. So we are going to a little shop in town where I live. It's in Fredericktown, Ohio. It's called Aunt Ruth's Attic. And Aunt Ruth's Attic is a locally owned, it's like a furniture store, and a couple that own Aunt Ruth's Attics, what they do is they go to estate auctions and they buy furniture and things that they find interesting for their shop, and they sell it here in our little town. The shop's really cute. So I think it's kind of big. It's a big place for Fredericktown, Ohio. And what is happening today is a very special event. It's a grand opening of Ellen's Quilt Corner. Ellen was a friend of mine who passed away in February from ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. She was kind of ran our quilting group here in town, and I just loved her dearly. And when she passed, she left a lot of fabric and supplies and notions and all sorts of quilty goodness at her home. Her husband is now offering her stash at Aunt Ruth's Attic. I think I said that right. I'm going to head down there today for the grand opening, and I'm going to show you around this really cute store and show you about Ellen's Quilt Corner. And so if you are in North Central Ohio sometime and you want to stop by, I'm sure they would love to see you. Tell them that you saw this video. And I think that's it.
Aunt Ruth's Attic came about because I had an aunt named Aunt Ruth, and she used to live with my grandfather, and he went off to World War I, and she sold all of his belongings. So when he came back, he had nothing left. So I have taken all of her belongings, and now we're selling all of her belongings out from under her. So I never, it's
really.
not quite true, but the
Not
first
really.
part was. We just named it after her because it was such a funny story that she just sold all of my grandfather's belongings, personal effects.
Including a very old violin that was his very favorite thing. So anyway.
Was she not expecting him to come back?
Right.
Evidently
Yeah,
not.
this was World War I, and that was a world war never seen before. So everybody thought any of them that went all to the war would never come back again.
Right.
So she
Right.
just sold everything.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
and it's been quite an endeavor. It was started off as just a hobby, and now, I mean, it's a full-fledged business. And luckily, I have a husband here who is willing to take it on 90% of the time.
what's Ellen's Quilting Corner? It's a quilter's paradise because my wife, Ellen, who passed away of ALS about 8 months ago, had a phenomenal amount of quilting supplies as well as knitting and sewing supplies. And trying to figure out what to do with all this material has been a task. What I've come up with is I would like to see this to go out to real quilters that are going to use the material rather than just send it to auction or wherever it might go, or pass it out free or whatever. By going to the quilters, we're going to have the possibility of having her love in 1,000+ quilts. And because all the fabric that is shown here and various supplies and so forth, she's the one that picked it out, and she had in mind to do something with it around the quilting. So, but she's quilted for many, many years. She's been involved in several quilting groups, and but we have got our first entry into the market today. The upcoming weeks we'll be replenishing this, because what we've shown here today, which is in this corner, is probably only about 10% of what we have to offer up to the public. So if you're a quilter, we'd love to see you come by and look at what we have. We've got a lot of really great material here. Ellen's Quilting Corner is located in Aunt Ruth's attic, which is on Main Street in Fredericktown, Ohio, on the north end. Great little store with a lot of little neat items. You need to come and look that over, as well as visit Ellen's Quilting Corner. But I do want to thank the quilting helpers that we have, as well as the quilting group has helped do some work on packaging of the materials. So a big thank you to them as we move forward with this project of getting 1,000 quilts with Ellen's love in.